Hey YouTubes, what is it? Part 17 now. Making progress off screen. I took care of some logistics. Excuse me. Went back to Bill's box in Cerulean City and cleared up some room so my Pokemon could have a nice place to stay inside a Pokemon box. And you know, I think it would get pretty crammed in there myself. I don't really know how that works out, but I'm not going to question it. So here we are, working on capturing Eyebolt Orb to be in my party, not in my party, excuse me, to be in my Pokemon box, box 2 back at the Pokemon Center. Obviously not going to be using it as Pokemon in my team, even though I like to get an electric type. It doesn't suffice for me, so we only have 9 Pokeballs, unfortunately, and a Pokeball is going to be capturing a Pokeball right now, oddly enough. And you would think a larger Pokeball wouldn't fit in a smaller one. Just kind of, I don't know how to laws of science. Perfect. So Voltorb was caught. You can catch Voltorbs between levels 14 and 17, and you get 45% occurrence rate in this little grass patch. So it's a nice occurrence rate. Pretty good levels. Usually found in power plants. Easily mistaken for a Pokeball. They have zapped many people. So I'm not going to nickname it, and we're just going to move on. That was kind of a blip in the radar of this part, because what we're going to be focusing on primarily is going through Rock Tunnel and using our Blastoise, which we're going to switch out, get Boulder second in the lead, and using this Wigglytuff Flash Away because Rock Tunnel is a little too dark. So I'm going to talk to some people in the Pokemon Center. I believe I have not done that. I sold the useless nugget for $5,000. I heard that ghost haunt Lavender Town. Wouldn't be surprised. That music frickin' drives me crazy. The element types of Pokemon make them stronger than some types and weaker than others. True that. Don't know what else to say. So there's another trainer down here, and I'm not sure if there's an item or not in one of these trees. I'm just gonna check it out real quick before I head on any further. It doesn't appear like it is. I don't remember there being an item in there. I've been to Pokemon Gym a few times, but I lost each time. Well, you're gonna lose now. I guess you could say I'm a Pokemon Gym without the gym. Just a Pokemon Gym man. Roman Gym man, that's who I am. So I'm gonna pull out the Blastoise and screw type matching. Overrated. And we're gonna bite up this mouse. Let's have some rodent for dinner, Tortoise. And Blastoise is gonna obviously bode well in Rock Tunnel, considering you run into a few Onyxes along the way, Geodudes, run-of-the-mill Pokemon. So might as well just use Bite again. And there are also Machops in the Rock Tunnel as well, which is another intriguing Pokemon. Oh, blew it again! I noticed some Pokemaniacs prowling around. They're probably in Rock Tunnel. Just gonna say that. Just gonna say probably in Rock Tunnel. So I don't know what this. We'll read it from upside down. Rock Tunnel. Yep. So nothing in those trees, and it's pretty dark. Oh, turn the lights on. I can't see. Stubbed my toe. Thankfully, a blinding flash will light this area for us. And this is a mainstream cave tunnel. It is a tunnel. It leads on one path throughout the entirety of this tunnel. I forgot to use Repel because I want to use Repel, but there are 2 Pokemon that I do want to catch, so I'm not going to use Repel until I catch those 2 Pokemon. I don't believe I've caught an Onyx. I need to check my Pokedex, my Pokemon data, and a lot of Pokeballs next to the names, which is a good thing. So I believe Onyx is 99, if I'm not mistaken, or 96, 95. I have not caught an Onyx yet, so I need to catch an Onyx and a Machop. So there's nothing at the end of this tunnel right here. There's a Geodude, and I got a phone call, so I'll be back in a second. Sorry about that, YouTubes. Just gotta take that real quick, and you got to look at a nice Geodude staring you down, I guess. So we're just gonna keep trucking on through here. The thing about getting those Machops and Onyxes, Pokemon fight, ready, go. Machops are only 15% occurrence rate. I don't like the hairdo. I'm just gonna say 15% occurrence rate. Levels 15 through 17, pretty standard at this point in the game. And there's a sad Cubone, lost its mother. And Onyx is on floor 1 and basement floor 1. Floor 1, they have a 5% occurrence rate, a little bit higher, and basement floor 1, which would make sense, it's a 9% occurrence rate, so pretty low either way. So it's difficult to run through into them, and they're also difficult to catch. So we're going to have to be careful with what moves we use, because I'm definitely going to have to weaken it, especially with only 7 Pokeballs. I don't want to be wasting them, because I don't want to go to Lavender Town and come back in here. Game over. Oh well, I get a Zubat as I go. I didn't read that. Sorry. So we're just going to keep heading through here. Pretty boring, as you can tell. Pretty standard path. And there's another Geodude, and I don't want to see you. And I'm not using the repels right now because I do want to catch those 2 Pokemon, as you probably have become accustomed to. And there are no new items you can get in Rock Tunnel, so that's kind of a lame thing about this tunnel. Oh, I was about to fight you, I thought. But I'm going to fight another Elvis. Is it really true that Elvis died on the toilet? I don't think it is. Maybe he had massive dysentery or something. I draw Pokemon when I'm home. I used to draw Pokemon. That's not that weird. I remember drawing Pokemon back in the 1st grade, making a Pokemon book, publishing it, just having Pokemon pictures. I could draw a Diglett and a Marill. So not too adventurous there, but I could draw them. Probably an Oddish if I tried. Definitely not a Slowpoke. That's out of my league, out of my range. So let's take down this Pokemanic and get him a haircut. Woo, I'm exhausted. You must be out of shape. I'm an artist, not a fighter. Makes sense. So head over here, and I believe we're gonna run into another dead end. Alright, yes, another dead end. Why don't you just say no outlet sign? Save me the... Oh, yes! Here's a Machop. Level 17. Great. So the highest level we can run into a Machop at. So I'm going to take this nice and carefully. Use this Wigglytuff, and obviously Wigglytuff has no damage or HP reducing moves in fighting against normal type. Beautiful. And I'm not sure if that is actually correct, that fighting types are effective against normal types in the 1st generation. I don't believe it is. I'm going to have to check on that again, because it's kind of been always misty for me, or hazy, figuring that out for some reason. I'm not going to go into it right now, though, so we're going to plop a Pokeball out here. It seems to be the oh, freaking kidding me. It seems to be the routine. When I'm trying to catch a Pokemon, I get the first wiggle down, but the second one is always the toughest to get through. If you get the second wiggle down, it usually is an indication that that Pokemon's going to be yours. So another Karate Chape, Rex-Kwando. That's where this Machop went. Tina, eat your... What is it? I've been talking to hot babes online all day. That was an awful Kip impersonation right there. It's a Napoleon Dynamite I'm referring to right now, so if you're not getting it, don't feel estranged. It's kind of an obscure film. Beautiful. So that is my Machop. And yes, the news is going to be revealed now. Machop is a superpower Pokemon. It's a fighting type Pokemon. Loves to build its muscles. It trains in all styles of martial arts to become even stronger. Yes, I'm going to try to name it Rex-Kwando. I don't know if that's going to fit. It'll be hilarious if it does fit. And second bet is Arnold. After you-know-who, Schwarzenegger. Rex. I think this is going to work. Let's go throw a little dash in there. Uppercase, Quan. Lowercase, Kwando. Kwando. Beautiful. It's just going to sneak in there. If they're not being able to put Sideshow and is my rival's name. Kwando. So, Napoleon Dynamite reference right here. Rex-Kwando. Beautiful. I like it. Make yourself a dang quesadilla while you're at it as well. So that is our name for this Machop. And Machop is only at level 17. And all my other Pokemon that are going to be used are at level 36 or higher. So I'm gonna be doing a ton of grinding off screen. But thankfully, emulators allow me to grind a little bit quicker. I don't often come here, but I will fight you. Beautiful. You're not. Don't get that the words mixed up there. But so I'm gonna get that Machop up, obviously as high as level 38 off screen once I get out of this freaking tunnel. And along the way, it's gonna become a Machop because it evolves to a Machop at level 28. And unfortunately, just like my my Graveler, I'd like to have a Golem, but I don't have the ability to have a Golem because I can't trade Pokemon. At least I don't want to, and I don't know how to trade Pokemon with an emulator. So it's going to stay a Graveler, and it's going to stay a Machop. It's not going to become a Machamp or a Golem. But if you were playing this on an actual Game Boy, you can see how sick that team would be. With the Machamp, it's got 4 freaking arms. Golem's got 4 freaking arms. No, it's got 2 arms. Excuse me, wishful thinking. Oh, I lost. Yes, you did. I like tiny Pokemon. Big ones are too scary. So I'm just going to use a Repel right now because I caught the main Pokemon I want to get right now, and off screen, or not off screen, but between this part and the next part, I'll try to run into an Onyx, and then I'll just have that captured at the beginning of part 18, but we'll see. My progress leads me into another Onyx. Do you know about costume players? No, I don't know what in the heck you're referring to. You want me to jump into Shakespeare right now? I can't recite a single line of Shakespeare. Well, I probably could, but I'm not going to put my mind to it right now because I'm going to put out the flame, Charmander. Go night-night. And that Machop's going to be mine. I like to have a fighting type Pokemon based on the team that I'm going to end up creating for myself. I'm going to have it that I'll have every type effectiveness covered, if you will. So any Pokemon type that I face, well, that will be accounted for. Costume players dress up as Pokemon for fun. So with having that Machop there, I'll be able to take down a couple more types. I'm needing the type effectiveness chart here to get us all straight away for you guys. I don't want to screw any type matching up for you. And I'll be just training it like any other Pokemon. So it looks like we're getting to the home stretch here. My Pokemon techniques will leave you crying. And I don't know if you guys are going to be dissatisfied with me getting Machop, but I think it's kind of an underused Pokemon. And especially, you never see too many Machamps in either walkthroughs or I haven't played any Wi-Fi, so I don't know what that world is like. I don't know about Pokemon Coliseums or any Pokemon Stadium. I've never played those games. I don't know what the common Pokemon is using there. I give. You're a better technician. Not a fat man. In mountains, you often find rock-type Pokemon. Yeah, because they tend to have rocks on them. Wonder why. Hit me with your best shot. Alright, so this is one of the things I wanted to bring up. It's a trivia. One of the hikers, and this is the hikers, makes a reference to the song by Paul Benatar. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not a huge music aficionado. And he starts with "Hit me your best shot" and then ends with "fired away," as in he's been fired away. Thankfully, not fire away. I'm not saying that to me. He has been fired away already. And that's what Blastoise is doing currently. Watered away. I soaked you. Blastoise did, not me. I don't spit. Fired away. I'll raise my Pokemon to beat yours, kid. Not gonna happen. I ain't coming back here anymore. So we got another hiker to deal with, and hopefully an Onyx to run into. This tunnel goes a long way, kid. No kidding. So we're going to continue to take down these guys, and we'll see if we run into an Onyx here. I got nothing else to do in part 17. I really don't want to venture into Lavender Town, even though there are some trainers that we have to take care of on Route 10. Route 10. I believe Route 10, yes. We are just south of the Rock Tunnel, north of Lavender Town. And Lavender Town's kind of a pieced together town anyways. There's not a whole lot you can do initially. You can do some stuff there eventually, but it's kind of like side work. You have to go to other cities first, Saffron City and whatnot, in order to complete your work there. So it just kind of has to be pieced together. Not my favorite city, and not a gym obviously in there, but it does have great balls, which is good, very good. It's great actually. And they have a name writer in there as well. So it looks like Blastoise should be up to level 38 anytime soon now. We'll get the Graveler out there, get him up there as well. And I cannot wait to train up my Machop. I don't really know where to train my Machop quite yet. That's going to be fun, training that guy up. And thankfully this emulator can speed up. Do you win. Watch for Onyx. He can put the squeeze on you. One thing I've noticed ever since I've started recording Pokemon walkthroughs is that my Pokemon in emulated games tend to be so much higher level than the ones that I have on my actual Game Boy, just because of the speed up option on the emulator, which I think is great, especially for Pokemon games, more so than any other game because of all the grinding that you have to do in these games. There's no other game that's really like this other than other RPG games. I haven't played any other RPG games. I'm pretty boring in terms of RPG exposure. So what about 5 minutes left to go? It's gonna head up here and face another hiker sauntering over to me. Hey, maybe I'm lost in here. Maybe. How about you move around a little bit? I mean, you're just chilling behind a wall. Sometimes it can make you lost, a little claustrophobic. Do you want to do a great escape? You ever seen that movie? Charles Bronson's character getting all claustrophobic there in the tunnel? I would too. By golly. Like, you gotta get off to minors too. Oh, great. Blastoise up to level 38. Beautiful. I'm going to switch out to... No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save you guys a rock ground versus a rock ground battle for another day. Just not going to pull that one out. Not going to bring Boulder out. And once again, looking forward to training up the Machop. Actually, it's not going to be that bad. I've trained worse Pokemon. I'm just going to have to tarry around with finding a good place to train it. That's the big thing. Finding a good spot in the grass, a decent group of Pokemon. Ease up. What I'm doing, which way is out? What am I doing? What I am doing. That sleeping Pokemon on Route 12 forced me to take this detour. Oh, I thought that was you. Alright, he's referring to a Snorlax, by the way. And I don't know where I'm going. So, we're going to continue heading this way. And going to run into some more Pokemon, hoping to find an Onyx. Which I have not found yet, obviously. But I did get my Machop. And I'm not going to bring out Graveler quite yet. Oh, one step too short of the hiker. Where are you telling me to go, Elvis? Alright, so I'm gonna run away from him and run into you. He's got a question to ask. Bone to pick. Outsiders like you need to show me some respect. Dude, I just walked in your way. Man, these people just jump all over you. They either don't specify who they're talking to or what they're talking about, or they just think you're condescending by, you know, giving them a little eye contact or walking in front of their line of sight. The world of Kanto needs, you know, its social norms is a little messed up in the world of Kanto, I must say. So there's a Graveler, that's what I like to see. Graveler doesn't have forearms. I was just wishful thinking on my part. Thinking Golem's got forearms, Graveler's got forearms, and it doesn't. Machamp does, but I can't get a Golem or a Machamp, unfortunately. Let's see what he gives me. I give! Yeah, oh, you give. You gave me 735. You're talented enough to hike. I love hiking. Hiking's actually pretty fun. You get a good place to hike. Go out there. Don't know where you're going. Those hikes that you have destinations are fun, but the ones that you don't know where you're going, but you're in like an area that you know you're not going to get lost or in danger are great fun too. So why don't you, after you watch this part 17, go out and take yourself a hike through Rock Tunnel. Make your own Rock Tunnel. How about it? Okay? Go on a little adventure today. I urge you to do that. And no, Pokemon are plentiful here in the Rock Tunnel, and it looks like I'm going to have to do a little Onyx catching at the end, for the end of this video. Hopefully not. And we're going to head through this ladder, continuing on this long winding tunnel that we call Rock Tunnel. Oh, there's a Machamp, or a Machop, excuse me, definitely not a Machamp. That would be frightening if I ran into a Machamp. And I'm not really sure on navigating this currently, no. And I already faced this girl. Why? Am I running in circles now? Am I lost? I think I might be lost. Frick. How did I just get myself turned around? Oh no. That was frickin' weird. Hikers leave twigs as trail markers. Alright, good. I was scared. How did that happen? That was like a Mew glitch right there. A Mew glitch 2.0. So, Jigglypuff, Jiggly. That's John Lennon eyes, or Elton John eyes, excuse me. Sort of John Lennon too, I guess. I'm not a huge Beetles guy though, so you probably are more familiar with his visage than I am. And there's a Pidgey, haven't seen you before. And it's gonna be good when we get out of this rock tunnel, even though we're going into Lavender Town. Lavender is an interesting color. If you like shades of pink and purple, Lavender's your thing. And your paw's not gonna block the eyes from my bubble mean. Nice soapy bubbles too, so it stings the eyes a little bit. Oh, I did my best. Let's see what you gotta say. I want to go home. Alright, I'm not going home right now. I'm just gonna throw a repel down because I don't want to be running into any more wild Pokemon right now. And I go up there. I don't believe. No, okay, that's a useless little curl in the wall. Alright, so nothing over there. That's good. It's always good. Feel nice and clean if you've walked around every path or location that you can in a dungeon or a cave, just so you know you're not leaving anything behind. And there are no items to leave behind, but there are trainers to leave behind, and we don't want to be leaving trainers behind. And it looks like I'm a little bit over time. Haha, can you beat my power? My power? As in, I don't want to go over 20 minutes, but I think I'm gonna have to for right now. I'm just gonna face this guy, and YouTube's not too restrictive on that. I've figured that out, that even though I have ability to go over 15 minutes, it's not what you would think. I can still go above 20 minutes. I don't know exactly what the limit is, but obviously 20 minutes is a good range to keep you guys into what's going on and not have you guys be too bored, even though this might be a little boring. I understand that. So Blastoise is just mowing them down here. Great type matching. If you got a grass type here in this rock tunnel, or you got a water type, you'll be more than okay. And this Graveler, you're not supposed to be a Graveler yet. Premature. He's a preemie Graveler, that's what he is. Alright, so Blastoise is level 39. Beautiful. So there goes another hiker. Oops, out-muscled. Likely. I go for power because I hate thinking. You can tell. And it looks like we're not going to face him right now. So thanks for watching part 17. I'll see you guys in part 18. I'll catch an Onyx and I'll finish up Rock Tunnel.